Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to day 28 of our second 21-day session this year. My name is Mikki. I'm coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland, and we're so excited to have you all with us today. And we hope that you all will join us in enjoying a really beautiful and silent night of meditation. And we're very excited to have you here, so welcome. And if you're new to this program and this is your first time doing this kind of meditation, welcome to you as well. We're really excited to have you with us. And I just want to get into just a few quick reminders before we start today's session regarding what we'll all need to meditate with this evening. So we're going to do what's called a foot soak. Maybe some or most people here are familiar with it. If you're not, then that's also fine. It's pretty simple. There are just a list of things on the screen that you can see that will help get you ready for this clearance technique. So all you need is lukewarm water in a tub, some rinse water on the side, and you want to put some salt in that tub of lukewarm water and a towel to dry your feet after. So it's pretty simple. Whatever you can find at home that can help achieve this, please try to do so. It'll help deepen our experience this evening. We'll also use an ice pack this evening. This will help cool down our attention and settle us down into a more silent state. So if you can find anything at all at home that can serve as an ice pack, like gel or a block of ice or a Ziploc bag with ice in it, whatever you can that's cold and you can use for the clearance technique later, please feel free to do that as well. And as a reminder to everyone here, you can request to join the mentor program that we have. So this is a program that you can get familiar with your experience in Sahaja Yoga in a more personal environment where you can chat one-on-one with a Sahaja Yoga practitioner. If you feel more comfortable talking about your experiences or asking questions in that kind of environment, please feel free to join that program, and there's a link to sign up for that in the Zoom chat. So on Tuesday, the topic was about pure inspiration. Today we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about our attention as we meditate and answer a fundamental question that is really important in Sahaja Yoga. Where is your attention? And we have a few meditation sessions today and a talk from our founder, Shri Mataji, who will get into this more deeply and kind of give us a better understanding of that through both words and experience while we meditate. So we're very excited to have you join us today with this really important topic. And lastly, as a reminder, Sahaja Yoga is always free because you can't pay for your own inner peace. And with that, I'll call on Shailendra and Igor to come to the center stage to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, Shailendra here, and I'm based in East Bay, San Francisco. Very excited and happy to join you all today and meditate together.
Igor?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Igor. I'm stationed in Toronto, Canada, Ontario. It's happy to return to this program after a while ago, and it's my pleasure to be with you guys tonight. Thank you for inviting me.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. And with that, I'll let Shailendra take it away with our first guided meditation.
Thank you. And good evening, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful day. And for some of us, it may have been tiring. So let's begin the session with doing a wonderful foot soak. And if you're not yet prepared, I suggest to grab a bucket of water and with the instructions we had provided. I'll just give another minute for everybody to settle in. And before we start foot soak or putting your feet into water, let's meditate for a little bit and give a chance for everybody else to get ready. And the theme tonight is about attention. So let's practice what this really means. And I'm sure we all had a busy day where our attention went all over the place to do what we needed to do, including the job, the chores, taking responsibility, taking our kids to school, or anything else that we had desired to do today. So now is the time with this foot soak to let go of all the residual stress that we may have accumulated into the water element. I hope everybody is ready for the foot soak and the setup. So before we do that, let's first collectively raise our Kundalini, if you're familiar with the process, or you can watch me do it. We take our hands around our central channel and tie a knot at the top once. Do it again the second time, very slowly, with a lot of attention, both our hands, and tie 2 knots, and one more time, and this time it'll be 3 knots. Then we keep our left hand steady and take our right hand and do semicircles around it, going from left to right around us. And this is called a bandhan. Once again, helps you establish or protect your attention. So we go from left to right. 7 times. Let's also give bandhans or do with our hands, circle 3 times around the water and pray to the water element, and with a desire to completely surrender all the stress and requesting the water element to absorb it. Once we do that, we can slowly dip both our feet into the soaking tub, making sure the water is to our anklet level. And once we do that, let's do a couple of deep breaths to just let go, completely relaxed. And as we relax, we have a sense of our attention, control over our attention. Let's take a few cleansing breaths to further refine that attention and bring it inwards. Throughout the day, all our attention was outwards. On people, on tasks we needed to do. We did all that. Now it's my time. So let's sincerely give ourselves the time for silence. If you have your ice pack ready, this may be also a good time to set it up. And here I have a frozen ice pack that I usually use. I typically wrap it around with a napkin or a thin cloth so that it doesn't get too wet. And what we do is place this ice pack towards the right side of our body, right at the corner of our lower abdomen and our thigh area. Just tuck it in the corner where the ice pack is touching your skin, not over your clothes as possible, underneath it, so that your ice pack is in direct connection or contact the lower abdomen area. This area is known as Swadhishthana, the center of our attention. And the driving engine behind our attention, or the organ in human terms, is the liver. That's why we place this ice pack in that area to cool our liver. Because all our thought process, all our actions throughout the day originally get activated in the liver area. And when we get tired, it's basically our liver who is tired and finally tells our body, enough for today. So as we do foot soak and let go of all the stress through our feet, let's also have our attention in a Swadhisthana area, our liver area, and try to cool down. So let's meditate in silence with all our attention towards the right side, our right Swadhisthana. You don't have to try too hard, just relax. Let the rest of the Sahaja magic do its work. If any thoughts are bothering you, switch your attention on breathing. And with every breath, let go of those thoughts. Don't try to force them out. Let it naturally work itself out. The more you settle in, you'll start realizing a beautiful experience in both of your hands. Nice cool breeze flowing through tip of your fingers. Take your attention there. Enjoy that experience. You can continue to meditate the way you like, or we can also spend a few minutes clearing our channels, which is a very simple thing in Sahaja Yoga. Keep your left hand palm facing upward on your lap and right hand facing to the ground element. And your attention on your left side of your body, and let that attention on the vibrations of the cold breeze that you see and experience in your left hand. Make a subtle attempt to absorb those vibrations to the tip of your fingers, through your wrist, through your elbow and shoulder, and let it all spread on the left side of your body, completely draining all your past, even the past of today, where things may have not worked out, or somebody said something rude to you, which you do not really like, or any other emotional things from the past. Let it all flow through our right hand into the earth element. Past is gone, it's history. So why hang on? It's a beautiful opportunity for us to let it go. We can get our right hand back on our lap, palm facing upwards, and this time focus on the right side of our body and let the left hand point towards the sky, the ether element, and let go of all the worries about the future, things that we have planned for tomorrow. Tomorrow is yet to come, so why worry now? So just let go of all those emotions, all the anxiety. Let's once again let the vibrations from our right hand do the magic. So let's take our attention to pull it inwards and channel it on the right side, especially our lower area where we have the ice pack. And let it drain out all the stress and anxiety of the future through our left hand and let go into the ether element. A very beautiful natural process to take away all our sense of doership so that we're not worried about the future, but be present here. Let's bring our left hand back on the lap, both our hands on our lap, and let's meditate in silence for a few minutes with all our attention on our central channel. Let the water element completely drain us, the stress, and let's enjoy a beautiful moment of silence in this present moment. No thoughts, no worries, no regrets. Let's take our right hand and place it over our heart. And feel the rhythm of our heartbeat. Heart is where our spirit resides. And as Shri Mataji has said, our ultimate destiny is to become the spirit. All our attention should be on our spirit. So let's take our attention deep into our heart to feel our own spirit, the ever-existing truth within us. We'll meditate in silence for a couple of minutes with all our attention in our heart. We'll realize the beauty of silence that resides within us. A state of pure joy and bliss. The attention that gives us peace that we have been longing for. We can bring our right hand back on the lap. Realize the vibration in both our hands. Massage both our hands. And what I usually do is apply them as a lotion or a moisturizer all over my body to spread that vibration. And at this time, we can slowly relax, take both our feet out of the foot soak, cleanse it with clean water if you have it around. And kind of dry them up with a cloth. You can continue to keep your eyes back on your Swadhistana area for the rest of the session, because it'll continue to heal your liver and cool it down. You can relax both our feet on the ground. And now that we are in a very beautiful state of balance and peace, let's enjoy a wonderful knowledge talk by Shri Mataji. Hope you all enjoyed this session. Thank you.
So the basis or the essence of the Swadhishthana Chakra, though is aesthetics, the force and the energy of Swadhishthana Chakra is attention. If you have a wobbly attention, if your attention is 1 minute here, 1 minute there, if you have an attention by which you just can criticize others and cannot see your own faults, if you have an attention by which you show people that you are a frivolous, nonsensical person, then your Guru principle is wasted. It is the effort of Sahaja Yoga that is wasted, and your Guru's job is also wasted. Minimum of minimum. First, the attention has to be pure. But pure attention doesn't mean harshness. It doesn't mean asceticism. It doesn't mean disciplining your eyes like a blinkers of horse. But in all freedom, your attention to be concentrated. Where do we pay our attention the most? If we are honest, we can think on human level, we pay our attention to our children, to our wife, to our husbands, to our family, the relationships which are with love. So, when your attention has got the compassion and the love for another person, then only you can work out the realization of others. If you have to work out the realization of others, it has to be an intense love for another person. If you don't have that intensity, you are just moving your hands, raising the kundalini because your mother has given you powers and it's finished off. That intensity of love can only give you success with your pure attention, and I think the pure attention can only love. Impure attention cannot love, because all impure attention is self-oriented, I-oriented. They are not self in the sense, spiritual-oriented. But the idea that spirituality is love, it seems to be a new idea for many people. They think spirituality means a person who is just absolutely dry like a beanstalk, and nobody can go near that person, nobody can communicate with such a person because that person is too pure. If the soap cannot cleanse your body, what's the use of having the soap? If the soap is afraid to come near you, then it's better not to be called as soap. So, we come to the point that the creativity, if it is our aim, lakshya, for that the attention we should purify. And to be purified with love, with compassion. And the same attention, when it is filled with love and compassion, it gives you dynamism, it gives you strength, it's untiring zeal you get. And the joy of seeing your reflection into another person is very beautiful. No words can describe it. Of course, as soon as you take to this principle, you develop so many qualities within you. The first you develop is wisdom. Because you realize where you are going wrong, why this is not working out, why there's a problem, why your creativity doesn't act. It becomes evident to you, obvious to you, and you start learning. And wisdom comes to you and you understand. Wisdom is when you realize your mistakes and rectify them. And with that, you develop the balance, the understanding, how to deal with another personality. I always tell the story of a car, that there's an accelerator and also there's a brake. You have to use first both of them without understanding what is it. Still you are not a guru. You are not even a driver. Then when you know, then you automatically drive, then you are a driver. But still the master is sitting behind. So now you have to become the master. And when you become the master, you can balance the vehicle and you can see the driver, accelerator and also the brake. And you can manage it just in a very simple manner. So this Guru principle is limited and goes on increasing its limitations, like the horizon. As you start growing into more creativity, the more people you create. And the central point of this one is the Nabhi, is the center, which like a big pivotal point on which the whole of this movement takes place. Nabhi Chakra, as you know, you get it from your mother to begin with. So a guru has to be the mother. He must have the qualities of the mother, not the modern mothers, but in the real sense of the word. That a guru has to love her children and has to have strength and courage to correct her children. And the earnest desire should be to put the children onto proper lines, to guide them and to help them to rise.
So let's remain in the silence to absorb the talk of Shri Mataji and to sharpen our attention, maintain our attention steady, either in our heart or on top of our head, and enjoy the meditation, the silence.
Let us continue to sit in silence. Just keep our eyes closed and allow all the beautiful notes of the music and the words from Shri Mataji to continue to settle into our inward attention. Let's keep our hands palm facing up on our laps and just stay in silence. If we feel our attention is going here or there, let's not react to it, but just witness it. Try to observe our attention from the outside looking in and just let things flow. Let's not react to our thoughts and just enjoy the moment we're in. Now we can slowly open our eyes. And just before we raise our Kundalini, we can just take our right hand across our central channel and with our attention, just within ourselves, humbly ask our Mother Kundalini energy to just rise to the top of our head and remain there. We can do this 3 times. And to conclude tonight's meditation, we can all raise our Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan like we did in the beginning. So slowly and with full attention, we take our left hand and rotate our right hand clockwise. 1 knot. We tie 2 knots. And we tie 3 knots. And then we give ourselves 7 bandhans. And before we conclude, we can just thank our Kundalini energy for allowing us to feel the peace and silence today, and for helping us develop our understanding of our attention in today's session. And with that, that formally concludes tonight's meditation session. We hope that you all enjoyed it and had a good time meditating with us. So yeah, and we'll now just get into a few announcements before we do a presenter sharing portion of this evening. So as a reminder again, this is session 2 of the 21-day course schedule this year. This particular session goes from Feb 26th to April 14th, and we're going on Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 8:45 p.m. New York time. In addition to this session, we also have collective foot soaks and meditation that happen on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the same time, 8:45 p.m. New York time. And all these programs are recorded, so if you just so happen to not be able to make it at this time on a particular day, you can always go back and look at the recordings on our website, which will show soon. So as a reminder, the next day of this session is day 29. This will be on peace and well-being coming from within. This particular day focuses on the aspects of the Nabhi chakra, so our 3rd energy center, and it'll be happening on Sunday. And we'll go deeper into the statement that the true satisfaction comes from your spirit. And we think it'll be a great session for everyone to attend, so please feel free to join, and we can't wait to see you this coming Sunday. Also on Sunday, we'll have some interactive workshops. These will be small breakout rooms where you can meet with a Sahaja Yoga practitioner and talk about your experiences. If you feel more comfortable in a smaller group setting, asking questions and starting a dialogue between people who are experiencing this for the first time or people who have been doing this for quite some years or a long time, this is the perfect opportunity to do that. So on Sunday, during the second half of the program, all participants will have the chance to do this. So please feel free to try this if it interests you. And here are our program resources. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the session, we have a mentor program that you can sign up for. This is a way that you can meet with a Sahaja Yoga practitioner in a more one-on-one setting, if you're more comfortable with that in terms of asking questions or learning about Sahaja Yoga or your experiences. There's a link to sign up for that in the Zoom chat. There's also a community on WhatsApp that you can join, which will include daily spiritual messages and course reminders. And a link to join is in the Zoom chat as well. And if you want access to the materials we just mentioned regarding session links or recorded sessions for the foot soaks or the actual 21-day course schedule, there is a way to do that on this us.sahajayoga.org website that you can find at the bottom of the screen, or you can just scan the QR code on the bottom right to access that. Now, if you want to join a breakout room now, there's a way to do that. All you have to do is write to breakout room help to meet with a Sahaja Yoga teacher in that way. Or you can also click the plus button in the chat and select breakout room help in the drop-down list, and you can join a breakout room that way. There are also a number of ways that you all can ask questions this evening. So for a private message, you can click the plus button and click chat Q&A in the drop-down list and write your questions that way. That's the main way to do it, actually. So if you want to write a private message, and we can try our best to relay those questions to our presenters this evening. So with that, I'll call on Shailendra and Igor to come to the center stage to have the presenter sharing. Hi, guys. Thank you for wonderful music and meditation. It was really nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
So let's see what kind of questions we have. This is a good one. Okay, so have you been able to strengthen your attention since you started meditating, and how has that helped you? Igor, do you want to give it a go?
Yes, actually, when I first started Sahaja Yoga, I was always mental, and I was trying to, I couldn't conceive how do I keep attention in some spot that I cannot see or something that I cannot feel, and I just could not apprehend it. But with the time, with the practice, it's like watching the tree grow. You cannot see the progress, but it helps me a lot in a ways that when every time it starts wandering, and it happens, like our attention goes here and there. Like Shri Mataji was saying that asking the question, where is my attention, or who am I, or excuse me. So that's, it's been, of course, we are, it's not constantly there, but we have tools. It's like our toolbox is more enhanced these days, and with this practice, and we were giving it tools how to bring ourselves back to the source, and that's a great thing, because it's like going back into the fortress from all the turmoils and all the things. So that's helps me a lot in many ways. I mean, it's just bringing their attention. It's tremendous help.
That's amazing. Yeah, and you mentioned it like a tool, and I think we as people are conditioned for a long time to develop our mind, which is not a bad thing in terms of our intellectual mind, reading books or acquiring knowledge, and it is a tool in that way, but we also need to train the mind with reading and all these exercises to help strengthen it. And now this is a different kind of strengthening in terms of being in control of our attention. So with time, it really does, and for me also, it's helped to just be patient with myself and continue to try and meditate and ask this really somewhat, in a way, it's kind of an abstract question for a conventional human, because you don't normally think about your attention. You just go with the flow and don't really think too much about it, but it really can have a big impact on your well-being and your state. So it's a very, very important question. Thanks, Igor.
Absolutely. It was very abstract, very abstract.
Yeah, for me too.
True.
Yeah. Shailendra, do you have any thoughts about this?
No, I think Igor covered it well. For me, I realized what was attention after Sahaja Yoga. Before that, it was just going all over the place, not really realizing what that meant from a focus perspective. And what I mean by that is we are so outwardly attentive, but with meditation, you get inwardly attentive, and I think that was a key differentiator for me.
Wonderful. Yeah. Cool. Great. I hope that question was answered for that person. Let's see if there are other questions we can talk about. Okay, here's one. Has meditation helped you keep a positive attention? Shailendra, do you want to give it a go?
Sure,
Oh,
let me
it's
try.
different.
No, as I said, with meditation, as I said, you get a good grasp of awareness through attention, aware of what's going on, and with that you can start controlling your attention. And yes, within meditation it helps because it can go deeper in silence, enjoy the bliss and the joy. But even outside meditation, even on your day-to-day duties or things you have to do, like we all have to work and talk to people, work with people, get things done, everything. When you have a good control over the attention, you can start controlling what you absorb and what you don't, because there's always a lot of things going on, which are not really important. But if we try to give attention to each and everything, we unintentionally accumulate it, absorb it, irrespective we need to be involved there or not. Like whatever's going on in the world and news or some incident here and there. But for me, after Sahaja Yoga, because of the 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 attention on attention, it was easily manageable. Very good filter out the noise and focus on what is important and focus inwardly, saying that at the end of the day, all of these illusions don't really matter. Where I find true joy is the peace, and I can achieve that when I control my attention and when I meditate deep in attention. Yeah.
Right. I think for everyone, it's very good to emphasize that the ideal state is having this peace all the time. It's not just supposed to be during when you sit down and you actually are, putting in an effort to feel this inner peace or this inner joy. This should really be something that we can all experience throughout the day, no matter what we're doing, as long as we have our attention in the right place in a positive environment. So, yeah, I think it's very important to maintain that understanding and to really bring that to our daily life, because that's how change really happens in the workplace. I mean, imagine if everyone at work had this kind of idea of how important it is to maintain inner peace and maintain good interactions with people, everything would be so harmonious. So it'll be amazing. So yeah, cool. Igor, do you want to give a thought about positive
Yeah, I
attention?
agree with Shailendra, and actually, one does not go without the other. So it's like sun and sunlight. Meditation, attention cannot be obtained without meditation, and the meditation is attention. It's all about mastering our attention, and yeah, it's still work in progress, of course. With and but we can see many. We have many examples in our life, and how that really helps each other. It's absolutely inseparable with each other. So I think it's like no question that this only through meditation, with my experience, I was able to stable more or less. Like I cannot say like all the time, but much better, much stronger than it was before I started practicing meditation. So absolutely.
I feel exactly the same way. My thoughts used to linger so much, and I wasn't aware of it. And after meditating, with time, of course, it got better and better and progressed. And like you said, it's not all the time, but at least even though if the thoughts wander sometimes, because you're in the practice of meditating, you kind of are aware of it and know you have to correct it. So it's not something that you're blind to anymore after you start meditating, because you realize when things are starting to go astray in your mind, and things have to get back to the center, so you're aware of it, even though sometimes it can get astray. But that's part of growing, and we're all growing together. So yeah, let's
Absolutely.
see. I think we have time maybe for one more question. Let's see. Okay, this is a good one. Can you share some tips for how to keep your attention steady? I'll go again in a snake format. So Igor, do you want to go?
Yes, actually, going back to the first question, I mentioned that this tool or this technique, um, let's say for if something happens that drives my attention away or on the material things or somewhere else, um, many times we don't realize how the attention start wandering, and it takes a long time until, oh my God, what am I doing? What's happening with my attention? And who am I? And then you start, sometimes it happens right away. Sometimes it takes time. When we, go into the Maya or to the illusion of different events and different things. So, when exactly those questions that we start asking, first we start, okay, I practice Sahaja Yoga, I was giving those tools, I was giving these techniques, let's see how it works, and asking, where is my attention, or who am I, or if I put my hand on our heart. There's many affirmations or many techniques, or even if you out there and in the middle of the crowd, in the middle of some events, you can still ask those questions. That's wonderful tool, wonderful technique. Doesn't require anything. Just acknowledge, just realizing, okay, stop. What am I doing? Who am I? How, and bring it. It's a part of the introspection. It's a part of the introspection. So it's very important a component of our Sahaja Yoga practice, and that introspection brings us back to the reality. Okay, I'm the spirit. It's not really. I'm not really there. This is my fortress. This is my realm, and that's how we. So asking ourselves, introspecting ourselves in a way that asking those questions. Who am I? Where is my attention? Why, if I'm the pure spirit, why am I getting drifted towards this events, and all different questions like this will eventually bring us back to the state of balance, right? And the more we do it, the more we pull ourselves away from that illusion, the better it is. And then that's the way of mastering. It's like a training. It's like a practicing music. The more you practice, the better you do. So the same thing here. We should encourage ourselves and encourage everyone. Like if I talk to someone, new practitioners, I would encourage definitely to practice this technique, introspection, to do it more frequently, and then you will get into this habit of doing it, and you will be doing it much easier. You will master it. So that's,
Wonderful, great,
I think,
yeah.
it's this.
Thank you for that. Yeah, and I think it's really important what you said, starting that process and introspecting. And once that does happen, I think, at least for me, sometimes I, in the beginning, felt that upon introspecting, guilt started to creep in, or it was, me realizing that these thoughts were not supposed to happen, or they were not good thoughts. And then as a result, people might, or me, I did, and people who are listening may feel guilty or have a difficult time letting these things go. And I think that's the next step, is also remember that even though these thoughts came, ultimately you are the spirit, and you can forgive yourself, and that's the only way to move forward. So I think, for the positive attention, or for tips for getting good handle on your attention, I think forgiveness and letting go of the past is also very important, as you introspect. I think that's a good thing to remember. And to end us off, Shailendra, do you want to give tips on how you've developed your attention?
Well, the analogy that I have is, as human beings, we have all our sensory organs enabled. One, we have eyes to see, we have ears to hear, and each has their own purpose and role. And just like that, we have our brain to think, and brain and the manifestation of that we call the mind needs attention, which is the driver, the way I look at it. So for me, brain is your car, and yeah, attention is your driver. And in the name of freedom and non-discretion, the driver can be reckless. We may be going above speed limit or cutting lanes and leading a dangerous life, which we are consciously or unconsciously are not aware what's going on. And then we reach a point where we are seeking peace and spiritual seeking or meditation to calm us down. And that's exactly how a seeker's journey starts. And so the first step in the process with meditation, you start realizing what this is the vehicle and who's the driver here. And then, as Shri Mataji said, once your attention is a little bit manageable, then you start having wisdom on righteousness, what is right for you, what is not, and that changes your lifestyle. And over a period of time, your attention becomes a good driver, and you lead a much more peaceful life, well balanced, not getting any speeding tickets, and joyful. So that's the analogy I have when it comes to attention, and that's how I practically apply it. So.
That's an
Great
amazing analogy. A really cool analogy. Yeah. You were saying something, Igor?
No, I said it's great analogy.
Yeah.
It's one way to look at it. Very, very, very useful. Very, very great. Yeah.
Yeah. Gives us a very good way of picturing a scenario. An interesting one. A reckless driver. Cool. Okay. Well, with that, I think that's a great place for us to conclude this evening. Thank you, Igor. Thank you, Shailendra, for
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
bring this session to reality.
Wonderful meditation. Thank you, guys. My pleasure.
Yes, it was really great. My
Yes,
pleasure
Mataji.
as well. Thank you. And for everyone who's in the crowd, if you want to stick around some more, you can stay and listen to some music and meditate, or you can also join a breakout room and meet with some more people there and talk about your experience, if that's what you would like to do. But with that, we conclude tonight's evening, and we wish you all a lovely and peaceful night, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Take care.